Wow! I hope you guys were there for that Cowboy Troy. He is a crazy, crazy guy, isn't he? Boy, I'm glad we brought him in, but boy, I think one of these times he might break something. He's crazy. Well, I hope you guys had fun because I think that might be. I don't know. He said he'd try to make it back. Maybe he'll be back for the last day. That would be pretty cool. So, anyway, let's get to our story. Boys and girls, we have a new chapter, chapter 5, which is titled Two Eyes. So, in our next chapter, boys and girls, I want you guys to listen and think about two new characters. Now, they could be characters that you chose last time, or they could be two new characters. And don't forget, a character doesn't need to be a boy or a girl or a person. It could be an animal or a sea creature. So, think of two characters that are in this chapter. And think about ways that those two characters are different, okay? And I want you guys to draw and label the differences between those two characters. Okay, guys? So, sit back and listen to our next chapter. Chapter 5, Two Eyes. "What's a ship log?" said Annie. "It's a diary of an ocean trip," said Jack. He peered at the computer screen and read the log entry. "Monday, July 5th. "Hey, that was just last week," said Jack. He read further. "Collected rock and shell samples. Mapped ocean floor. Found tiny crack in hull." "This is like a notebook," said Annie. "Yeah, the oceanographer was writing notes on the computer," said Jack. Jack and Annie read further. "Tuesday, July 6th. Crack had widened. Must return to reef soon." "A crack where?" said Annie. "I don't know," said Jack. He read further. "Wednesday, July 7th. More tiny cracks. Cannot be fixed. Heading back to reef today." "Oh no, this doesn't sound good," said Jack. He read further. "Thursday, July 8th. Defective sub." It means it doesn't work. "Return to reef. Leave for helicopter to transport to junkyard." "Defective means broken, right?" said Annie. "Yep," said Jack. "So this sub is broken, right?" said Annie. "Yep," said Jack. "And it was writing to be taken away to a helicopter to a junkyard." "It was waiting?" "Yikes," said Annie. Now we really have to get back," said Jack. "Let's try pressing the waves picture," said Annie. She pressed the picture that waves were on. The mini sub began to rise slowly. "Oh, good," said Jack. The sub went past a small coral mountain. It went past schools of fish and waving plants. "Oh!" gasped Annie. Jack gasped too. The two eyes were staring out from behind a giant sea plant. They looked almost human, except they were as big as golf balls. The sub moved past the giant plant. Jack breathed a sigh of relief. "What? Whose?" sputtered Annie. "Don't ask," said Jack. They stared back at the plant. Just then, a long arm came out from behind it. Then another long arm came out. Then another, and another, and another, and another, and another, and another. Jack and Annie stared in horror at a giant... What do you guys think it is? A giant octopus. "It's coming after us," said Annie. Slowly, the octopus crept through the water, its 8 arms reaching for the mini sub. And that's the end of the chapter. Ooh, had some new characters that were introduced and were talked about. Some good details were told in that story about some of those characters. So, I would love for you guys to pull out your journals if you could, please. And I would love for you guys to journal about two characters. Any two characters you want. And tell us and write and draw, since I know you guys are super duper good illustrators, illustrate the differences between those two characters. All right, guys, I hope you guys had a fantastic day. I hope you guys are all dressed up as kings and queens, and you guys have a fantastic weekend. Miss you guys and love ya. Adios.